request to the judge to address my camera being taken by the Ironton police, and no matter what I said, the answer was no. No matter what I said, they are going to take my camera and keep my camera. It's totally, totally wrong. And then I got a couple people who have come down to the courthouse and have a story they want to tell, and so I want to give them the opportunity to tell their story here and now. So do you want to be anonymous, or do you want to be on camera, sir? You're going to be on camera? Are you sure? You're not afraid of retribution? You're not afraid the police are going to come after you? Let them come after you. Okay. And you have a story you want to tell?
I've got a bunch of stories I can tell.
Okay. What's your name, sir?
Bruce Slack.
So this is Bruce Slack, and he has a story that he wants to tell. So why don't you start from the beginning? How long have you lived in Ironton?
Well, I actually live in South Point, but I've been in this area since about 1990.
1990.
About 10 years ago, we got broke into and robbed.
Here, come with me. You can grab that door for me, sir. You can grab that door. Yeah. Oh,
No, not that one.
this one right here. So come over here for me, sir. Come stand right here. So about 10 years ago, you got broke into.
Yep, they come in and they took 11 guns, 1 pistol, 8,000 rounds of ammunition, a laptop computer which had LoJack on it, a bunch of old coins, 45 to 50 case XX knives still in the box. Found out immediately who took it and knew exactly where my stuff was, and Lawrence County Sheriff's Department told me they had no right to go in there because I couldn't prove it. I seen it on the couch. I told them I seen it.
Okay, do me a favor. Don't talk about the person you're accusing, because I want to keep it about the police.
Right.
So now you knew for a fact. Did you have video evidence of this?
I did not have video evidence of it, but I seen it. Whenever he went in the door, I was chasing him. He opened the door. I seen all my stuff laying on his couch.
You're the eyewitness of your belongings that were taken.
Yes.
And so then what did you do? You called the Lawrence County Sheriff's Department?
Yep, and they put Jason Newman
as
the investigator on it. Me and my wife traced that computer had LoJack to 6 different addresses in South Point. And Jason said that was not proof enough.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So you gave him an eyewitness account, said, I saw this person with my things, I've identified them. Then
Yes.
you tracked your computer, you knew where it was.
Yes.
You told you think he's a very good detective?
Well, I thought he was at one time, but after that, no.
Oh, you just haven't hate police your whole life?
No, I don't hate police because actually my first wife I sent through law enforcement and she got hired on at Lawrence County.
Oh, you were married to a cop?
Yes.
Oh, so, no, but everybody who talks to me, they just hate police. Don't lie. Tell the truth. You hate all cops.
Not all cops, most of them.
But why would you hate even more than half? How come?
It's just the things they do around here. I mean, they target you. When we moved in up here 2 years ago, in a week's time, we was pulled over 5 different times in a week time. And they was wanting to know if we had any drugs in the vehicle. I gave them permission.
You look like a big druggie.
Yeah, I'm a big druggie.
He weighs more than I do. I weigh over 200 pounds. You look like you're strung out on meth and heroin. You know that?
Oh yeah.
You know that? Let me see your track arms. Show me your tracks.
Yeah.
You got them? Come on, don't lie. All right, lift up. You lift it up. Let me see it. You got them in your ankles? No. Okay. You sure? Just making sure you're not really a closet methamphetamine drug addict. So you got pulled over 5 times in the first month or 2 you lived here. Is that right?
First week.
The first week you were pulled over 5 times.
Yes.
How long ago did you move here?
Well, I moved here back when I graduated high school. I moved here in about 1990.
1990.
Yeah. And I've been around here ever since. I got married in 91 to my first wife, and she decided to go to law enforcement, and we sent her to law enforcement.
So when your wife was a cop, mm-hmm. What did she tell you? What inside information would you have about policing that would make you sick?
Well, she didn't really tell me a lot, but she brought a lot of her books home, and I read a lot of them books, like cases against the state of Ohio and cases against cops. And I mean, just some of the stuff that people don't know out there that happens, it's crazy. I mean, if everybody would get some kind of law book and read these cases against the state of Ohio and maybe against Lawrence County.
Against the police.
Against the police. I mean, you'd see a lot of things that nobody ever hears about.
Does anybody win the police cases? Anybody win those cases?
No.
When you challenge the police, do they ever say, you know what, our officer did something wrong, we paid out $100,000 and we fired the officer? How often does that happen?
They have never fired an officer.
Did you say they've never fired a police officer?
Nope, not that I know of.
Not that he knows of.
Well,
Which cop shop did your wife work for?
Lawrence County Sheriff's Department.
Lawrence County Sheriff's. And no wrongdoing ever, so no one's ever made a mistake on the job.
What they say.
So tell me about your own personal story where, have you been put in handcuffs?
Yes.
You've been put in handcuffs for what?
Well, when we got robbed up there, it wasn't just one time, it was 3 different times.
Okay.
The third time, the same guy that robbed me was beating the guy's ass in my yard and robbed him of $300 and some. Well, I took off chasing him. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm a big man. He was a little boy, mm-hmm. and I couldn't catch him. Well, I did have a gun with me, mm-hmm. and when I come back, I knew the cops were coming. I threw all my shells away. Mm-hmm. I had the gun broke down, mm-hmm. single shot shotgun on my shoulder, packing it by the barrel. There was 4 sheriff cruisers surrounding me that night. Mm-hmm. And put me in cuffs for disorderly conduct.
No, you jumped around a little bit. Let me go back. So you know the cops are coming, so you break down your weapon?
Yes.
Why do you have to break down your weapon?
Well, I didn't have to.
But why'd you do it?
I just done it that way. When they showed up, they know that my gun was broke down and I wasn't no threat.
My gun's got bullets in it, and I'm not taking them out. Yeah. I have a right to be armed to defend myself at all times. I will not disarm my gun because you're scared. Get another job.
Right. And BK, he was the arresting officer at night.
BK?
Yeah, I don't think he works there no more. He's a big officer. Mm-hmm. But he arrested me at night.
No, you skipped some steps. So you get back there, you got the gun broke down,
yep.
and you walk up, you have a broken down shotgun that's,
yes.
that's bent in half.
Yes.
You can see that you can't fire it. You'd have to load it and put it together.
Yes.
And then what did the cops say to you?
Told me to put my hands up, put the gun on the ground, and that's what I done.
But you had been robbed.
I have been robbed.
Who called the cops?
We did.
You called the cops?
Yes.
Is this not the 4th story in 3 days of the person who called the cop that gets abused?
Yep.
So they tell you to put the gun down that's not functionable.
Right.
It's not functionable.
Right.
Okay, my gun's loaded.
Yep.
Okay, so why do you, just so ironic. So now, they have guns drawn on you?
They had their hands on their guns.
They had their hands on, and they're screaming like wild dogs. Get your hands on get your gun down. Yep. They're screaming like crazy, right?
Yep.
Top of their lungs, right?
Yep.
So there's no order.
Nope.
There's no order. You guys, if you guys want to chat, can you guys go out there, pretty please? Pretty please? Thank you. Okay. So they're screaming, 4 wild dogs. Get on the ground. Do you have to lay on your belly?
Nope.
Okay, so you put the gun on the ground, you bend over, put it on the ground.
Yep.
And then what happens the very next second? The 4 cops rush towards you?
2 of them did. 2 of them stood back with their hands on their guns. 2 of them rushed in, took me up to the car, made me spread, put my hands on the car and spread, and they searched me.
No, so you put your hands on the car, mm-hmm. They bend you over, and where do they put their fingers exactly?
Everywhere.
Do they grab your package?
They grab my crotch and everything.
Put your fingers in your butt?
Well, they didn't go that far.
They feel up your butt cheeks to make sure there's no guns in there?
Yes.
They feel up in your armpits?
Yes.
Around your neck, on your head? They feel up your whole body up?
Yes.
What's your crime?
Nothing. Chasing a guy that robbed me.
What's your crime? What's the crime? Why are you being felt up?
Oh, yeah.
For what?
For what? Yeah, that's me. I didn't do nothing wrong.
Because you're using your Second Amendment right.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that bend you over, put their fingers all over your body. Now, what's the next step?
They cuffed me.
No, so when they turn around, now turn around, show me your back. Let me see your back. That's a large man right there. That's a large man. Do they grab your wrists and put your arms behind your back like this?
Yes.
Okay. Do you resist in any way, shape, or form?
No.
Okay. And so is that comfortable for your shoulders when they do that to you?
No.
How when they put the torture cuffs on you, do you notice the immediate stinging pain?
Yes.
Immediate.
Around the wrist, yes. They did have them a little tight.
They had them a little tight?
And they did try to loosen them up, but they kept saying,
getting
we got a finger in there. Well, they're putting their finger here. They're not putting it on the side. Put their finger on the side.
They're saying, we're getting a finger in there. You're fine. We're getting a finger. Is that what they're saying to you?
Yep.
So let me give you the big lie. The big lie is that we can get a finger in there so you're not being tortured. We got a finger in there. You're doing fine. Don't worry about a damn thing. You're doing okay. Right? But the truth is, are your wrists being mangled?
Yes.
Being mangled.
Yes.
And what's your crime now? So far you've been felt up. You've had the attempted threat of violence against you.
Yep.
You broke down your gun for these cowards.
Yep.
And instead they feel you up and they throw you in the torture cuffs.
Yes.
And so then what happens after that?
Well, they bring me down to Lawrence County.
No, you skipped a step.
Oh.
They got to get you in the car.
Yep.
They got to get, and he's not a little man. So they
Right.
go to get you in the car. Is it one of the little tiny slots?
Oh yeah, it's
A little
tiny.
slot. And so
You're
they,
cramped up, and you got your hands behind your back. You can't move. You can't do nothing. You try to stretch it one way or the other.
can't.
Can't.
And what's the crime you got for being forced into a solitary confinement little space where you can barely move your feet? What is it?
No, I didn't do no crime.
Okay, so now they shove you in the car and you
Yes.
can barely fit, put the seatbelt on you in the cage in the car,
Yep.
and they drive you down to the sheriff's department. And what do they tell you that they're taking you to jail for?
Disorderly conduct.
Disorderly conduct. Oh my God. Oh my God. How were you disorderly? You broke down your gun, openly put your gun on the ground, surrendered completely, and you're being charged now with disorderly conduct.
Yes.
And did they actually, so step by step, I'm sorry. So then when you get to the jail, when you get out of the car, do they take you out of the torture cuffs?
No.
No.
I sat in there in the bench for, I don't know, 20 minutes maybe.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead, sir. I'm sorry for
And,
impeding your way.
The whole time they was booking me and everything, they kept me in cuffs until they let me OR out.
So now I was at the jail, so I know exactly. He's sitting on a bench, and they're taking your information. Did you have to give them your social security number?
Yep.
You have to give them your social security number. Did anybody find out yet if you have to give the Lawrence County Jail? Is that a legal thing? Do they have to get your social security number? I need help. I can't do everything. I need people to research and find out if that's true. So they force you to give your social security number, and then you're sitting on that bench, and then do you have your phone so you can call someone for help?
No.
Okay, so then do you have everybody's number memorized that you're gonna call?
Yes.
Okay, who did you call?
Actually, nobody. My wife met me there because she knew I was going to be getting out, or she was going to bail me out one way or the other.
Okay, so you go in there, you're booked for disorderly conduct.
Yes.
And then what happens? Now, you're in cuffs on that little bench? I was on it too. And by the way, they treated me very fairly. I didn't have quite the same torture that you did. I didn't have any of it. But so now they then put you in the drunk tank?
No, actually, I did not go in the drunk tank at night.
Do you go to any cell, or do you sit on the bench until your wife gets
I
out?
sat on the bench until my wife got there.
And you're in handcuffs the whole time?
No, I was only in handcuffs about 15, 20 minutes. Like I said, once they got done with all the booking and everything, I guess they looked me up and found out I wasn't actually a criminal, so they took the cuffs off.
Okay. And, had they said that you're under arrest, come with us, or we're going to torture you, would you have taken option A or option B? If they said, you have to come with us to the jail, or we're going to put you in torture cuffs and force you into the car, which option would you take?
I would have went down to jail with them.
Yeah, you would have gone. You're not going to fight the police?
No.
You sure you're not going to punch anybody out?
No, I'm positive.
And then when you're being booked into jail, are you going to attack that Steve Roberts in there? Are you going to attack him?
Nope.
Were you going to fight any of the sheriffs inside of the jail, any of the jailers?
Nope.
You're not going to assault anybody?
No. Actually, one of the jailers used to work for me.
So you look like one of those guys, though, that you punch people in the face all the time. Is that true?
Yeah, right.
Do you walk around punching people?
No, I don't think I've ever punched anybody.
You've never punched anybody in your life? When you were a kid, maybe?
Maybe when I was a kid.
Sure,
yeah.
junior high school stuff like that?
Yeah.
So then, now, they let you out on your own recognizance, or you gotta come up with money?
They let me on my own recognizance and
With a charge?
with a charge.
Okay. And then do you have to go to court on that charge?
Yes, I do.
So they charge you with disorderly conduct for calling the police
Yes.
after being robbed?
Yes.
And then and then you have to go to court on that, and does the DA prosecute you?
No, actually, when I went in with all my evidence of my computer, where it was, and what Jason Newman wouldn't do, I think I embarrassed the prosecutor, and he said he didn't want nothing to do with this case. He dropped everything.
He dropped everything.
Yep.
How many weeks did you go through torment and turning, and how many hours did you put the documents together? What kind of mental state were you in when you're being charged with a crime by the state?
It was hard. I mean, didn't know what I was going to do, didn't know if I was going to get out, didn't know if I was going to be able to go to work the next day or what. I was tore up.
And then how was your wife handling all that as you're going through that?
Well, she was pretty mad. I mean, she had a few words to give them and everything.
And then let me ask you this: when did the tears fall? When did the tears fall? Come on, tell them.
I didn't really cry.
When did the wife cry?
I think she cried immediately when they cuffed me and took me to jail.
Yeah, the tears fell, didn't they?
Yep.
Did she sob that night when you got home? How many nights did your wife cry over this?
A couple nights.
Couple nights?
I mean, we knew who it was, and we knew they wasn't going to do nothing. And I proved to everybody down here that if they know who it is, they ain't going to do nothing to them because they're wanting to try to get them in bigger charges or something. But they don't care about the little guy. They're just looking to get the big guy.
What I'm showing here is that you being put in torture cuffs and being arrested in front of your wife caused her traumatic stress.
Yes, it did.
Do you call the cops now?
What for? I mean, they ain't gonna do nothing.
Well, you could go to jail if you call the cops.
Yeah, they can go to jail.
You know, everybody.
They probably tried to blame it on me. Well, I was the one that done it. So.
And this is the Lawrence County Sheriff, the recalljefflawless.com, recalljefflawless.com. Now, people in the community might say that somehow I've spurred this on for you. How long ago was that?
About 10 years ago.
Was I here then?
No.
Have you been upset about that for 10 years?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'd like to have all my property back, which I'll never get.
Oh, you didn't get any of your stuff back?
No.
You knew who took it. You tracked the computer. You told the detective, my computer's at this address, this location.
Yes.
He didn't get your computer back.
Nope. Didn't get nothing back.
And you can't go over there with a few guys and say, open the door and give me back my computer.
I could have, but we'd have went to jail for it.
You know, Wranglestar. You heard of Wranglestar? You know who it is? YouTuber?
I'm not a tuber, but I mean, I get on there and watch some stuff.
So Wranglestar is a big YouTuber out of Idaho. He's a conservative, all for the Constitution. And he said that you can't do anything as a citizen because if you stand up for your rights as a citizen, the cops will arrest you. So I think we're seeing that play out right here. So the people who are going to talk bad about you and say that you're part of the problem now because you put your story public, what do you want to say to those people?
Hey, if you think I'm a problem, deal with it. I'm not the problem, Lawrence County, Ironton. They're the problem.
Yeah.
Hanging Rock used to be the problem, but I think they finally straightened up after they got rid of the bad cops down there.
Oh, they said Wranglestar is in Oregon. Someone said Wranglestar is in Oregon. So.
Somewhere in there. I've seen some of his things.
And let me get you something off topic here. It's about the situation of being freedom of the press. Do you think that me being arrested, the same people I sued, do you think them taking my phone is right?
No, it's not right. We had an incident about 6 months ago at the house. One of the guys pulled a gun, and my daughter videotaped it, and they was going to take her phone if she didn't delete it.
Who was going to take her phone if they didn't?
The Sheriff's Department.
The Sheriff's Department came out and forced you to delete content.
Right.
They can't.
I know, but they told her and us, if she does not delete it right now, we are seizing her phone and it'll be put in for evidence.
What did she record exactly?
The fight, the guy having a gun, and throwing a beer bottle at her.
Why would they ask her to delete evidence?
Because they didn't want to do nothing to him.
And do you remember the sheriff's name, the deputy's name?
Who was that?
Mullins.
Yep.
M-O-M-U?
MU.
M-U?
Yep.
1 second, guys, I'm gonna charge, give me that right there, if you would, sir.
And
Hold that for me, sir.
Hatfield was there too, wasn't
Hatfield was there?
he? Yes.
You guys are gonna hear a little sound reduction here, but I gotta get the charger on here. Okay, so Hatfield, I'll take that. So Hatfield was there, and who else was there? Mullins was there.
Yes.
So then, wait a minute. I'm just a little bit confused here. You called Law and Order, and they told you that you needed your constitutional rights violated, and your videos had to be deleted. Is that the case?
Yes.
You think that's right?
No.
Is that unconstitutional?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. If he didn't know, now he knows. That's your First Amendment right to be pressed at any time. You don't need a press credential. If you turn your camera on or you write an article or a blurb, you are now pressed. That is the qualifications for press. Are you creating something that you want to make public and bring to light as a media human being? And that's what she did, to bring to light a crime. As a member of the free press, you are the press the moment you turn your camera on in any public space. And instead, they told you to delete your video.
Delete the video where they was seizing the phone.
Wow. What happened? Who did she delete it?
Yes.
Did they stand right over the top of her and watch her delete it?
Basically, not right over top of her, but they stood beside her and watched her delete it.
So if you have the phone, then I'm going to stand right here and look like this.
Some close to it.
So I'm standing like this. I'm saying delete
Yes.
it right now.
Yeah.
Delete it right now. And then you pull your phone open.
And she went through, found it, deleted it.
There's no words. There's no words for what you're saying to me right now. And by the way, I've heard this dozens of times. This is not the first time. And so tell me another story. What other story do you got?
I got a story.
2 years ago, we was renting a apartment building. This is when the COVID virus started. Well, they screwed up my unemployment, and I went almost 8 weeks without any money.
Yeah, I know what that's like. I was on food stamps.
So I told the landlord, I said, as soon as they get my bank straightened up, I will pay my rent. Well, he had people living next door complaining about cigarette smoke and everything else and all this. Well, they called the law one night.
Called the law?
Yes.
The law is constitutional. You're not calling the law, you're calling tyrants.
Right, well, they called on me because we had a friend stop by to get some clothes, and they said we was doing a drug deal.
A drug?
A drug deal. So the landlord comes up and puts a shotgun in my face.
The landlord shotgun in your face?
Yes.
And you got a video of that?
I took pictures. I couldn't get my phone to come on real fast, so I took a picture of him. But they would not let me present it in court when I went to court, and they let him go with just a slap on the hand.
But he pointed a gun at you.
He pointed a loaded gun at me. Even the deputy that was there told the judge the gun was loaded.
He pointed the gun at you?
At me, right in my face.
Where were you at physically located?
I was standing in my apartment door.
You were in your apartment and a man put a gun to your head.
Yes.
And you call and he called the sheriff.
Yeah, well, the neighbors next door called the sheriff.
They called the sheriff. And the sheriffs come out and you said, in my own home, a man put a gun to my head.
Yes.
And the sheriff said what?
They said, well, the jails was full. They wasn't taking nobody right now. They're going to give him a ticket. They're going to seize his gun and let everything go. We'll take it to court.
They're seizing his gun, though, without a conviction.
Right.
It's only an accusation.
Right.
So I have a gun. That means someone can call and say I threatened them with my gun and they can just take my gun away from me?
Yep. Down here, they will.
Well, there you guys go. If you want to disarm me so that I'm a sitting duck from people threatening to kill me, then all you have to do is just call 911 and say, hey, he was waving his gun around and I'm afraid. And that's it. So, but now on your side though, you tell him he's pointing a gun at you and he's not, do the detectives, does the sheriff question him?
They questioned him. I don't know what was said, but they did question him. And I guess he told them that I was a drug dealer and everything, and I was dealing drugs out there. If I was dealing drugs, I'd have a lot more money and be a lot
As
thinner.
your unemployment, you can't pay your rent, you're dealing
Right,
drugs.
right.
Okay, and then they take his gun away from him?
They take his gun away from him.
So now he's disarmed, and if you hate him, you could just go kill him.
Yep,
Right, you know he's disarmed now.
right,
So you know that he doesn't have any protection.
right.
Okay. No right to self-protection if someone just says that you're bad.
Right.
Okay, okay.
Well, the deputy did tell me if it was him, he took the gun away from him and beat him with it, but
You don't touch a man's on you, just stop, reassess, and live your life.
right.
So then, and then what happens from that case?
From that case, 2 weeks later, we was trying to cook out, and the neighbors was trying to wash their car, which no big deal, we wasn't bothering them. And one of them smarted off to me, you got money to cook out, why don't you pay your effing rent? And
This
I
is
told
during
her-
COVID, right?
Yeah, it's during COVID. And I told her to mind her own damn business, and next thing I know, here comes the landlord, this time with a hammer in his hand, and threatens to hit me with a hammer.
The landlord came and threatened you with a hammer.
Yes.
Okay, so what happens from that?
Well, the law's called.
Who calls the law?
The neighbors across the street, because they didn't want to see nothing going on.
So you guys, you're calling the cops. It's not helping. It's hurting everybody. What happens?
Spalgeric shows up.
Spoljeric from the Ironton Police Department?
Yes.
The tall one, the bigger
Yes.
one of the two?
Yes.
Spooge.
And he asked what's going on, and I tell him, and he threatened to hit me with a hammer and everything. We got it on video, got it recorded, him saying it. And Spalgeric said, here's what's going to happen. If I give him a charge, I'm charging you. I'm taking you both to jail.
Taking you to jail
Yeah,
for having a cookout.
for having a cookout and getting threatened with a hammer. So they let it go. They didn't do nothing to him.
You have it on video, him threatening you with a hammer.
Yes.
What happened? Did you tell Spooge that you had the video?
Yes.
Did Spooge look at the video?
And he said, if I look at that video, I'm going to arrest both of you.
If I look at the video where someone called, a concerned citizen called the law, that's what everybody calls around here is the law. This is not the law around here. This is tyranny. This is no rule of law because there's no transparency. And then if he shows him transparency and says, here's the transparency, then you go to jail. What did Spooge say? What did Spooge say would be your charges for you going to jail?
He wouldn't say what my charges was because I asked him what my charges was, and he said that you will figure it out when we get down to the jail.
Spooge, you hearing this, dog? But Spooge is going to say that you're just a lying effing loser.
Well, he can say whatever he wants. He even threatened me when I was in jail over one time.
What? You were in jail?
Yep.
When you were in jail? What were you in jail for?
A probation violation. I forget my probation officer, but I had to go out of town to work, and I called my probation officer, and I said, I got to go out of town. I won't be here for my review hearing. He said, don't worry about it. I'll take care of everything. So I went out of town to work. Well, I come back. They got a warrant for my arrest because I didn't show up for my review.
After you already checked in with your probation
After I
officer?
already checked in with my probation officer. So they arrest me. They give me 90 days in jail.
90 days in jail?
90 days in
What are you
jail.
on probation for?
What was that? I can't remember what it was.
Was it DUI?
It might have been an OVI. Yeah, it was related to it.
So you got a drunk driving,
Yes,
OVI,
Yes.
and then you go through a diversionary program,
yes,
and they put you on probation for that. Is this all correct information?
yes,
Okay, so they put you on probation for a DUI,
yes,
and you agree to go through rehabilitation and go through the probation period.
yes.
But when they arrest you from your car for the DUI, you're in your car, right?
Truck, yeah.
Okay, you're in your truck, and then they take you to jail, and then you bond out, right?
Yes,
Okay, and then when you bond out, you then take a diversion program through the judge.
Yes.
And that gives 180 days or a year of probation, something like that?
yes,
Okay, and then you're on probation, you tell the PO, I gotta leave out of town, and then he says, okay, don't worry about it. You come back into town and they arrest you.
yes.
Who arrests you?
Oh, God.
Ironton or sheriffs?
It was sheriffs that arrested me.
Did they come to your house to arrest you?
No, we got pulled over,
And they said you got a warrant?
and they said I got a warrant, and they took me in.
Did anybody call you and say, hey, you missed this and now there's a warrant for your arrest?
Nope.
So there was no text message that said, listen, you got to deal with the courts, man. You better get into the courts right now. You take you to jail. You come back into town. You get pulled over. Do they impound your car?
No.
They don't impound your car.
No.
Who takes your car?
It was parked at a buddy of mine's house.
Okay, so it was parked when you got pulled over, or you pulled into a driveway?
I pulled into his driveway.
You pulled into your friend's driveway. They impounded another guy's car the other day. It was Derek Medley's car. They impounded his car, and then he had to spend all of his money. I know we didn't keep recording. My phone died because my phone, just so you know, I have a big battery on my phone, so my battery hardly ever dies. I have a portable charger that one of the citizens gave to me here, and so I just want to finish this story. So now, if you guys watch this later, it'll all be put together. That dead space will disappear. So now, when they arrest you from the driveway, torture cuffs?
Yes.
Torture cuffs, and then do they fill you up?
No, not at that time.
They don't search you?
No.
Okay, then when you go to the dungeon, then do they take the torture cuffs off you?
No, they make me sit there for about 20 minutes, look me in and everything. Then they finally took it off, and made me get my picture made and everything.
And then do you have to go get strip searched?
Yes.
So do you have to turn around, squat, and cough?
Yes.
How do you, now we just met, do you want to show me your testicles?
Not really.
Do you want to show me your butthole?
Not really.
You sure?
I'm positive.
You sure?
I'm positive.
But you're a full grown man. You sure you don't want to? Get up against the wall right now, show me your butthole.
No, well,
How many times have you packed drugs in your butt?
none.
How many times you stuck a gun up your butt?
None.
You sure?
Positive.
But you know, they say that you got to make sure there's no drugs in the jail. How do the drugs get into the jail?
Some people do that.
How do the drugs mainly get into the jail? Do you know? The guards, and it's the number one way.
Number one way, yeah.
Number one way.
Yep.
So would you say that 5% of people stuff drugs up their butt, or 10% of people? How many people think stuff drugs up their ass?
I'd say probably about 5-10%.
5 or 10%. So that means they're treating 95% of people like they're shoving drugs up their butt.
Yes.
And you have to turn around and cough and show them your guts.
Yes.
Right? That's humane. That's super. And have you been charged previously with methamphetamines?
No.
Have you been charged previously with distributing cocaine?
No.
Have you been charged with distributing heroin?
No.
So then why are they looking up your butthole?
I have no idea.
Why do you have to turn around, squat, and cough? Did you have to do that? Did they say turn around, squat, cough?
Cough,
Did
yes.
you have to lift up your testicles?
Yes.
Pull up, show them your chode.
Yep.
That little place between the butthole and the testicles is called your chode or your taint. So they're looking all the way up in the middle of you. Is that right?
Yes.
How many people are looking up your butt?
Just one at this time.
Just one person. So now you have one person as you're bent over, naked, vulnerable.
Yes.
No supervisor, no camera, no nothing. You're just showing your guts.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And so now you're in jail, and then you had another story from when you're in jail.
Yep. Well, the next morning, they put me as a CO over there. I was allowed to go out on the work program, and I cooked in the kitchen and everything.
Oh, because how long are you in jail for?
I was looking at 90 days, but I spent 21.
Yeah, because the guards, just so you know, I've been in jail for lots of days, and every time within 24 hours, I'm made a trustee, and I'm given a different color jumpsuit, because they realize I'm not going to fight them. I'm not going. Did you plan on fighting any guards while you were in there?
No, not until Small Jerk smarted off to me.
Small Jared. So this is the small. this is the smaller spooge.
Small Jerk is his name. I call him Small Jerk.
But there's two of them. There's one that's big that arrested
This
me
is
the
the
other
tall
day.
one.
So the tall spooge.
Yep.
He's in the jail.
Yes, he was the CO at that time in the jail. He wasn't actually a
Ironton police officer.
Right.
So he was the commanding officer.
well, not the commanding officer. He was just one of the jailers. Basically.
He's one of the jailers.
Yes.
And so what does spooge do to you?
Well, he comes and gets me out of the tank, out of my cell, and I said, "Where we going?" He looked at me and he said, "If it was fucking up to me, you wouldn't be going nowhere but staying in that goddamn cell."
Wow. What have you done to spooge to make him mad at you?
I said, "What the hell's your problem?" So I walk up front there, Hanshaw was there, and I told Hanshaw, I said, "You better get a handle on your buddy here, and he needs to quit talking to me like that because I'm not one of these fuckers in here that's doing drugs."
Right. And
So-
so then how's that go from there? What does Hanshaw say?
Hanshaw went over and told him to leave me alone. He's cool and everything because Hanshaw used to work for me.
I get a lot of reports that Hanshaw is a major enforcer, that he's a major physical enforcer.
Yes.
Did you see Hanshaw do anything like that in jail?
And
Tell the truth, don't lie to me.
not while I was in there, I did not see anything, but I seen the videos of him
You seen the videos of Hanshaw hurting people?
Yes.
Do you have any stories? Did anybody ever confide in you that Hanshaw had hurt them?
Nope.
Okay, because you guys are friends.
Well, I wouldn't really call him friends. I mean, he was an empty for me.
Well, what are you saying off camera? You're saying what? Just say it out loud. Call it out! Say it!
He witnessed my oldest son being abused by Hanshaw.
Yep.
Yes, and while he was overdosing, he was being tased. While he was overdosing.
Okay, I'm going to have you step out. Step out for 1 second. Thank you, sir.
Face
Thank you, sir.
down,
Come on over here.
hands behind
Come on
his
over
back,
here.
hands
So
behind
now, just so you guys know, off camera, he was whispering some things, and you saw. When it comes to transparency, I am relentless. If I've done anything, I want it exposed. I want it exposed. So your brother, tell me the story of your brother. Go to the beginning.
My brother and his buddies decided they was all gonna get a motel room up here in the country hearth in South Point, Ohio. And they had got some heroin from somebody at that motel, and that person warned them, be careful. Well, my brother got too much of it, and they called the sheriffs.
Wait, no, slow down. So they do some heroin, your brother overdoses, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So he's overdosed on heroin. The dealer tells him, be careful, this is some strong stuff.
Yes, sir.
And so they overdose. So of course, when someone's dying, you have to call for help. And the only number you can call is? 911. Okay, so then what happens? Who shows up?
The sheriffs.
The sheriffs. And then what happened?
They
The Narcan?
They asked him to get out of the bathtub in which he was in the bathtub to prevent the overdose. And he told him he felt like he was going to die in it. He did not want to get out of that bathtub. And he said, you're going to get out of this fucking bathtub. And jerked him up out of the bathtub and threw him on the floor. And after he threw him on the floor, he then began tasing him while he was spitting and got charged with assault on Cody Pennington.
Which he wasn't even involved in it.
Yeah.
But I want to go back here. You're actively overdosing. He's in the bathtub because he's puking and it's a mess. If you've ever seen anybody overdose on heroin, it's very hard to watch.
Yes.
And so then Hanshaw gets there?
Yes.
Hanshaw's the sheriff. Who's with him?
South Point, Cody Pennington.
Cody Pennington. And they say, you'll get out of the tub or...
You'll do what the fuck I tell you to do is what he told him.
You'll do what the fuck I tell you to do is what he told him.
And they jerk him out.
Yes, sir.
Threw him on the floor.
Threw him on the floor. This is the mom back here. And then what
He
happened?
had his face down on the floor.
Well, come on over here. Let me hear your story. Come on over here. Let me hear it. Hi, how you doing?
Hi.
They have him face down on the
Face
floor?
down on the floor,
Hi.
his hands behind his back. He had, Hanshaw had his boot on his face so he could not move. While he was down there, they ended up tasing him on the floor. He's spitting because that's a natural thing to do when you're tased. They kept telling him to quit spitting, and the more they kept tasing him. And he just kept putting pressure down on his face.
So he's on the ground and they're stepping on him with
Oh
their
yeah,
shoes?
he's got his boot on his face, just pushing down.
Did you get the body cam?
No, they didn't have one.
They didn't have any body cam?
No.
No transparency?
No.
How do you get the story? How do you get this account?
I witnessed the whole thing.
Oh, you went there when they said your son's overdosing?
I'm the one that found my son in the bathtub.
Oh, so you got there before the cops got
Yes,
there?
and I'm the one that called the cops, yes.
Wait, oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, so you get a phone call that your son's dying.
Yes.
And he needs help now.
Yeah.
And so you jump in the car and go flying over there because that's your boy.
Yeah.
You love him whether he does drugs or not.
100%.
His life matters, doesn't it?
Yes.
It does. And so now you get there and you don't know what to do. You're scared. Your boy's dying in front of you.
I called 911.
You called 911. And then the two guys that show up, Pennington and Hanshaw, they begin to bark like a dog, orders.
Sure did.
And you're watching this.
Yeah, I'm crying hysterically. I mean, my son's dying, and they're demanding him to move and trying to, they forced him out of the bathtub and threw him on the floor.
Wow. And then they start tasing him.
Yeah,
And they got a boot on his head?
right on his face. We've still got the pictures of it.
You got pictures of that?
Yes, I do.
Can you send those to me?
I sure will.
You have pictures of the cops with their boots on his face
Yeah,
as they're
the
tasing.
bruises on his face and everything from it.
Wow. And so then you're screaming and crying, the tasers, then they grab him and put him in handcuffs, is that correct?
They had him handcuffed while he was on the floor with the boot on his face while they was tasing him. He was handcuffed.
Wait, he's
the whole
already
time.
in handcuffs?
Yes.
Then
Yes.
why are they tasing him?
I don't know. And that's what I told him, quit being a pussy bitch and, you know, do something, do your job. Don't be a pussy.
A taser is to subdue someone who's out of control.
And that's when they put me in the back of the South Point Cruiser.
Wait. This is a constant story. So you're okay. I'm sorry. You're crying and screaming. Your boy, they put him in cuffs. They tase him, and then when you're throwing a fit about the treatment of your son, they put you in handcuffs, or they
didn't put me in handcuffs.
They just grab you and lock you in a cage.
Yes, they put
so
me in the
that you
back of the
can't
cruiser.
complain about the treatment.
Exactly. So they couldn't listen to me no more.
And is your boy still on the bathroom floor?
He wasn't on the bathroom floor. He was in the floor in front of the bed at the motel.
So he's on the floor in front of the bed, and that's when they take you out of the room?
I was in the doorway, and that's when they pulled me away from the doorway and put me in the back of the cruiser.
They pulled you away from your son who's overdosing, and they put you in a cop car. Now, when you're in that cop car, what are you thinking?
My son's dying, and they're just pursuing it.
And so then how long did they leave you in there? And do you get to see your son get pulled out of that?
When they pulled him out of the motel, I was still in the cruiser. I did not get allowed out of the cruiser until the ambulance had pulled off with him.
Oh, you didn't get to say goodbye or get to go in the
No.
ambulance with your son?
No.
They didn't put you in the ambulance with your kid?
No, it wasn't even an option.
It wasn't an option for you to go with your son
No.
after you called for help?
No, they told me I could meet him there.
Have you signed the Recall Jeff Lawless petition?
No, but I'm going to.
Yes, I have.
Y'all,
I actually just seen it.
y'all gotta listen to what I'm saying to you. Everything's done through legislation and through the law. That's why I'm at court. Mr. Waldo, I'll be here. I'll be coming to your court sessions. I'll be reporting on what you do. You denied me my rights as press. Guess what, sir? My press job is now to cover your court. Okay, so now when you get out of the car after the ambulance has pulled away, what are you saying to the cops, and what's your mental state like?
I was still out crying.
You're crying.
I'm like, what's going on with my son? Where are you taking him? Well, he's going to go to the hospital, make sure he's all right, and then we're taking him to jail. And he went to jail afterwards, and it's still 2.5 years later, and he's still fighting it in court.
How long ago is this?
About 2.5, almost 3 years ago.
And he's still fighting it in court?
He's still fighting it because they appointed him Morford as a lawyer.
Morford?
Yes.
How good of a job do you think Morford does?
He does a shitty job.
And then he was an appointed attorney?
Yes.
So he's making money from the courts.
Yes.
Stay right here, folks. Stay right here. He's making money from the courts. This is the public defender that they're hiring, the lawyer that they're hiring right here. I think maybe we should do a petition that we don't hire this guy anymore for public defender. What do you guys think about that? They had their back the blue. The same guy who, they got the back the blue right here. And this is right in front, this Morford's office put this up. I'm using you? Go on camera, tell them. Tell everybody. I'll give you a fair chance to speak.
You are using people.
I'm using them for what?
You're using these people.
For
out
what
here
do I get out of
For
it?
your own publicity.
For my publicity?
Yes.
Because I just want to be famous?
I don't know.
I didn't study constitutional law for 20 years. I don't understand the Federalist Papers.
I don't know what
I
you
didn't read the
did.
Constitution.
You might have.
So you mean that poor, uneducated people, who most don't have their teeth, there'd be no reason why I would want to stand up for their rights. No reason at all.
No, listen. I'm all about rights.
Well, then you're hearing the stories? Did I make these
I've
stories
lived
up?
in this community,
So-
these communities.
So has anybody else come here and exposed these stories?
So everything isn't fair. Everything isn't right.
Oh, it's
what
not
these
fair.
people need to
What-
do.
You mean like come over here, ma'am? I can't be with the music. They want to shut me down. I'll come over here. I want to give you a fair chance. Everybody gets a chance to tell their point of view. You do
what
too.
everybody needs to do is get out and vote against these people.
Vote against them.
Yeah, vote against anyone that they feel like is giving unfair treatment.
No, I want to address though. You walked by these people when I wasn't here, and you said that I was using them
Yes.
for my publicity.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
You're raising money.
I'm raising
You're
money.
doing it the wrong way.
I'm doing it the wrong way.
Yes.
Transparency is the wrong way.
No, transparency is not the wrong way.
Has anybody ever taken their stories before? Has this account been made public before?
Have they gone to anyone to have that done before?
It doesn't work. Nothing works. The courts don't work. The lawyers don't work.
So you're telling me that this is happening in such a way in a small town in Ironton, Ohio. Let me just tell you this.
Now answer the question. Stay on topic. You said I'm using these
Listen
people
to
for
me.
publicity.
When I tell
That's what you said.
You don't control my conversation.
No, but I asked-
These people need to get a job,
Okay, go ahead.
get to work. They need to be upstanding citizens. I do. I don't break the law. I don't have a bit of trouble.
No troubles.
No troubles. My son has broken the law. I didn't agree with the treatment that he always got.
What kind of
But
treatment
you
did your
know
son
what?
get?
He had to stay in the Lawrence County Jail. He had to go to prison. He did drugs.
Oh, so he should go to prison for the drugs he did?
For the crimes that he committed when he did the drugs, yes.
So he committed crimes when he was on drugs?
Yes. But what I'm saying to you is for me to come here with him enables that. So what I'm saying is, I don't break the law. I don't have any trouble.
So
why, if you break the law, or if you do something outside of, why is there someone that needs to defend you?
Because no one has come and stood up for these people. Nobody. And by the way,
What have people done to these people that is so bad?
well, did you see last night Derek Medley's story?
I don't follow this. People at my work have followed this.
So you're not looking at what the people here are saying. The people who live here.
Here in Ironton?
Yes.
I'm hearing what they say.
Are you not watching their testimony?
No, I'm hearing what they're saying about all of this.
This man
I'm
was
hearing
pulled-
what the people that work and that live in these communities
That
are
work. He doesn't
terrorizing
work?
these-
He doesn't work?
I don't know if he works.
He said he was pulled
I
over
didn't
5
see
times in a
this.
week. 5 times in a week.
For what?
I don't know. What were you pulled over 5 times in a week for?
Drugs, they said that we had drugs in the vehicle.
Do you have drugs in your vehicle?
No.
They searched it, right?
Nope.
Okay, so I don't know, but I know this.
Did your vehicle get searched?
Has my vehicle
Yeah.
been
You get
searched?
pulled over and searched?
No, but when I had
No.
when my son was with me, or when he was driving my vehicle and he was hanging with people that were doing drugs, or he was affiliated with people that were doing drugs, he got searched. So what I'm saying to you
Things
is,
are going better now, though, because of all this. The drug epidemic is less. There's less drug problem now because of the criminal justice system. Is that what you're saying? Things are going great. The system is working amazing. That's
No,
what you're saying?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so you don't want to change it?
Change what?
That people go to a dungeon for drugs when they're addicted to drugs instead of helping them.
No, so I think they are trying to change some of that. They are. I've literally read posts and see posts at Ballard, Finley. Both of those judges are implementing new drug programs and things through their courts.
The things I've heard about Ballard are nothing short of atrocious. And so...
Well, then you've been misinformed.
I've been misinformed. So Ballard is doing a bang-up job on the court.
Okay, I
He's
think
doing a great
Mr.
job.
Ballard
He's doing a great job.
is doing a good job at what he's doing. Yes, I do.
Okay. And so now you said here that
So my son is now at Star.
What do I get?
He's benefited greatly from Star.
Okay.
So he left prison and he went to Star,
Okay.
something that I don't normally talk about. But the system is helping those people that want help.
Okay, cool.
That-
So now we got your story. I gave you an opportunity, but now tell me what I get out of this. What you said, I'm using these people. What am I getting out of it?
Well, so people watch this, and I'm just telling you from what I've heard. I don't watch these feeds because
Why don't you? This is your town, lady. This is your town.
Well, this isn't my town. This is where my business is. But
So you just suck off these people then? You make money off these people, and then you leave town.
no, I
These
care
aren't your
about
peop-
these people.
But these are your people then. This is
So-
your neighborhood.
so
I came here to help you.
clients that are here.
So you said this isn't your town. Where's your town?
It's close by.
Okay, so your town's close by. So then all the people, the 3 dozen people so far on camera, what about them?
What about them?
Don't you give a damn that, what about Teresa Ward who was
Well,
held
first
down?
of all, I work two jobs.
I'm not saying, no.
I don't have time to sit and watch a feed of somebody that's out creating
what?
chaos. In our
Creating
town.
chaos.
Yes. So
I'm the creator of chaos.
That's right. You are the creator of chaos. You come in from California and you're the creator of chaos. That's exactly what you are. And these people are being fooled by you. You're nothing but an idiot. An idiot.
His brother getting jumped by Henshaw when he was on heroin? That doesn't
I'm
count?
not saying that there aren't bad instances. There's not bad people. There's not bad police. There's not bad in everything. But you are not the answer to the problem.
I'm the problem, right?
You are part of the problem.
And I'm an idiot.
people
You
are
haven't seen my lectures on constitutional law or the history.
I don't give a shit about your lectures on constitutional law or history.
You don't care about
When
it.
You sit there and say that Andy Ballard and the things that he's done, and Kristen Finley and the things that they've done are not good things. You are
I
sadly
said that-
mistaken. And you know what? You haven't been in town to know all that stuff.
Oh, so I couldn't get testimony from people. I said the reports
You're
I'm
testimony
getting.
from who?
These folks right here, are they lying?
Yeah.
Was their son stomped on when he was on heroin? Was their son stomped on?
Not a credible person.
Okay, there it is. There it is, folks. right there. Hey, DPN, for our new channel, DPN and I are starting a new channel. It's called DPN and Chille. So what do you want to respond to her?
Fuck that bitch.
Oh, come
My
on,
brother's
come on,
life
come on.
matters.
Try to keep, I know.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys.
It's
I will
okay.
be respectful.
It's okay.
What she says does not bother me because I care about my brother. I care about his living and his well-being, as well as the rest of my family and the community. I want to do what's right by the citizens of Ironton, Ohio, because I've lived here my entire life.
Oh, but she said she's not your people. She just has her business.
She ain't my people.
She just has her business here. What business does she have? What's her business?
Apparently it's not important.
I mean, what's her business? I mean, her business is here. Does anybody know what her business is? I wonder what her business is, because she said these people are not her people. She said you're not her people. And I had to say, and then she said, no, they are my people. Which is it?
I guess we're not her people.
I mean, do you feel like she's got your back?
No.
Okay. Let me finish the interview with your mom now. So I'm sorry for the interruption. I want to give everybody an opportunity to speak. And so now what happens when your son is arrested, taken to the hospital for overdosing? Is he cuffed to the bed?
No, he was not cuffed to the bed.
Okay.
But they were standing outside his room.
The cops were posted
Yes.
outside of his room?
Yes.
Okay. And then what happens next?
They come in, they treated him, give him fluids, and took him to jail.
How long is he in the hospital bed for?
I'd say maybe 45 minutes.
Okay, so just so you guys know, and I know this because I was in LA County Jail, and I have the most horrendous story. I'm gonna keep it on her. But just so you know, it takes days to recover for coming down from heroin. And they choke and gag and can't breathe and puke and spit. It takes days. Am I lying, guys?
No.
Am I lying?
You are not lying.
It takes, I saw it in LA County Jail. There was a guy that I took care of, brought him water, brought him bread, gave him my peanut butter. And so for 45 minutes, they give him fluids, and then they take him to a dungeon?
Yes, which he spent a week in before he even got into court.
You called for help.
Yeah.
Is that help?
No.
Wow. And so then what charges is he charged with?
Assault on a police officer.
What? Who did he assault?
Supposedly Cody Pennington, when Cody was just standing there.
What is and your son at this point, if he's doing heroin, he's not very, I'm tough. Does your son look like me?
No.
Is he thin?
Yes.
Has he been strung out on drugs if he's doing heroin?
He was doing heroin for a while.
So he's a pretty little guy.
He's little, yeah.
I'm not trying to little son your guy, but if your son fought me, how long would that fight last?
I'd say a minute, if that.
A minute, because I'm a physically strong man.
Yeah.
And so when the cops came there, could Pennington or Hanshaw, could they have just grabbed him with one arm and put him on the ground?
Yes.
Because they're much stronger than him.
Oh, yeah.
Both Pennington and Hanshaw are stronger than him.
Yes.
But it took two of them, they cuffed him, they tased him, they stomped him, and you witnessed the whole thing.
Yes.
Did you file a complaint with Jeff Lawless?
No.
No, you didn't. You didn't file a complaint with Jeff Lawless. Okay. Why didn't you file a complaint?
I didn't figure it'd do any good.
There's no third party for you to report that the police have violated your rights or your son's rights?
Not that I know of.
And when you were illegally detained, you didn't make a complaint about that?
No. I asked them why, and they had said for my safety and the officers.
For your safety?
Yes.
For your safety, they're going to put you in a cage?
Yes.
Did you feel safer?
No.
Okay. And the woman just walked by. She said that, you're not her people. Is that right?
I reckon it.
What does she do here? What's her job?
I have no idea even who she was.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I'm so sorry. Her business is here. You're lying. You're lying about everything right now. You just hate all cops. True?
No, I don't.
You're against law and order.
No.
You're-
There's a few good ones.
There's a few good cops.
Yes.
I don't agree. But so you respect the rule of law?
To an extent, yes.
To an extent, when the laws are tyrannical, you should disobey the tyrannical laws. So now what's happened since then? Your son was charged with a felony of assaulting a police officer.
Yes.
And you were there as witness, and that never happened.
Nope.
Do you think your testimony, have you gone to trial yet for that?
No.
No. He didn't plead out, did he?
I think he did.
He pled out to
Yes.
assaulting a police officer,
Yes.
which means he's now considered a violent man. Is that correct?
Yes.
What do you want to say to Pennington and Hanshaw, who are most certainly watching this? What do you want to say to them?
They're nothing but pussy bitches.
Try to, okay. I understand. I do the same
I mean,
thing.
that was excessive. No, there was no need for the excessive force.
How many nights have you cried?
Many. I still do, and it's been 2.5 years.
Still dealing with the pain of injustice. Incredible. Incredible. Just incredible. What do you want to say to the judge who took that case and actually believed that a heroin addict would assault a full-grown man? What do you want to say to that judge? Who's the judge?
Waldo?
Waldo. And then he believed the cops that this man had... And were the cops injured? Did they have a black eye?
No.
Oh, yeah? Did they have a bloody nose?
No.
Did they need to be treated for the injuries your son incurred upon them?
No.
No. So just so those cops know, if I assaulted you, which I would not do, but if I assaulted you and you charged me with assault, believe you me, you'd have a mark. You'd have a mark on your face. I wouldn't do that. That's against the law.
I say my son's the one that had a bruised footprint on his forehead for 3 weeks after.
A bruised footprint on his forehead
Yes.
for 3 weeks.
Yes. Yeah, we got pictures of that.
You got pictures of those too. Submit me those pictures 100%. I want to see them. Anything else you want to add or anything else you want to say to anybody that you've been holding back and not been able to say to them yet?
No.
Okay. God bless you.
Thank you.
Sorry. Anything else you want to add?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I certainly hope what we are doing here will change this city, because Lord knows we need it most right now.
Yeah.
These citizens are scared. Nobody has ever stood up for them, and I thank this man right here for doing it. You're very appreciated, Chille.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
You are our voice.
Okay, guys. Well, you want to tell them your name?
Josh Moxie.
Okay, Josh Moxie. You want to tell them your name so everybody knows your name?
Crystal Slack.
Crystal Slack. Okay. You have a story you want to say, sir? Okay. Okay, guys. I'm gonna cut the stream here. Does anybody? Did you have a story? Someone have a story they wanted to tell? Ma'am, did you want to tell your story? I'm taking.
I don't want on video.
You don't got to be on video.
I don't want my voice recorded.
Well, they might recognize your voice. I don't have a changer on this.
I don't care.
Okay, watch the bag. Don't step on the bag. Come over here. Okay, she's gonna stay off camera. Okay, so tell me. Let's start at the beginning. How long have you lived in Ironton?
All of my life.
And was this the sheriff's department or was this the Ironton Police Department?
Jeff Lawless.
And
And Aaron Bollinger and them.
Aaron Bollinger. Okay,
Yes.
and them? All of them?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me.
My oldest daughter passed away in 2010 in a house fire. They released her name on the news before I was notified. I had to go to Lawrence County Sheriff Department and they told me that my daughter passed away.
She called 4 times.
I called the Sheriff Department 3 times. They said, you call one more time, we're sending IPD to arrest you. I said, well,
So
send
slow down. You hear on the news that your daughter has died in a fire, and so you call the sheriff's department because just so you know, when you hear someone is dead, I found my friend Chuck Speed dead, and when I called a mutual friend to call the police, the mutual friend told me, stop lying, Chuck is not dead. Because you go through immediate denial that your loved one is dead. So you're going through denial. I'm not sure if you know that or not.
Yeah.
And so she's calling the sheriff to verify that in fact your daughter has passed away. Is that
Before it
correct?
was released on the news.
Before it was released on the news. And what does the sheriff?
Before it happened at like 2:30 that morning and 6 o'clock, I was calling the Sheriff Department that morning. From 6 o'clock on up, no answer. They didn't give me no answer. And at noon, the names were released on the news.
The sheriff's department never calls you though? They don't say, yes,
No.
your daughter's been found?
They never called me, never came to my home, nothing. And I want to know why. It's been almost 12 years. I want to know why in the hell Jeff Lawless and them didn't have enough ass on them to come and tell me.
So, but when you started calling at 2:30 in the morning, there's rumors circulating, oh my God, what's your daughter's name?
Jackie
Jackie what?
Sizemore.
Jackie Sizemore. Her name was Jackie Sizemore. And she dies, and then you're calling the sheriff's department incessantly to find out if Jackie's on the list of people who've died. Is that right?
Correct.
And they tell you, instead of giving you the information, because you identify yourself as her mother, they then say,
Exactly.
if you call here again, we're gonna send a sheriff out to arrest you.
They was gonna send IPD. I said, well, send IPD. Gave them my address, told them I'd be outside waiting on them. IPD did show up. They showed up. It was Todd Wilson. And he radioed to the dispatcher. He said all the woman's wanting to know is if her daughter made it out of the fire or not. So that's all she wants to know.
And we had to go to church.
And we had to go to the sheriff's department to find out if she was really passed away
And
or
then Jeff Wallace was
not.
going through everybody that made it out.
Jeff Wallace went through the folder, him and Aaron
Hold on,
Walter.
we're gonna go slow here, okay? I'm so sorry.
I'm trying to.
No, it's okay, I know. We're just gonna go one step at a time. So Mr. Wilson comes out and says that, you know, she radios in, she just wants to know if her daughter's dead.
Exactly.
And so that's at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning about there, I'm imagining?
That's about 7:30, 8 o'clock that morning.
Oh, so you've been calling all night trying to
I've been
find
calling
her?
all night since
Yeah.
2:30 that morning.
Yeah, do you blame her? Do you blame her? And so then they send a cop out to you because you've been calling them.
I've been calling them. They said I was more or less harassing them, trying to find out if my daughter made it or not.
Okay. And then when Wilson comes out, he radios back, and then what happens next? It's 7 a.m. What's the next thing? The next hour that happens? Do the sheriff come out or?
No.
So then
No contact with nobody until 3:30 that.
Wilson leaves, right?
He left.
Okay. He was treated you good. He didn't hurt you.
Yeah, he treated me with respect.
And does he know?
I give him that much credit.
But he knows if your daughter's dead. He knows. All the cops know. Everybody knows.
Well, he didn't know. He said he didn't know.
Of course he did, but he knew. And so now when he knows that, okay, so he leaves, and then you stop calling the sheriff's department?
I was still calling the sheriff's department.
You kept calling.
I kept calling.
You bet
I
your
wanted
ass
to
you
know.
did. Because you're a mom. And so then,
I carried her for 9 months. I changed her diaper. I needed to know if she made it or not.
okay. And so now you haven't slept yet, right?
No.
And so then what news station breaks the information?
WSAZ News 3.
WSAZ News, the ones who are printing beautiful articles about me right now. How good is the media around here?
Stupid.
It's crazy.
I didn't preface her. I just asked her how the media was. Okay, crazy.
Crazy.
I got crazy and stupid. Okay, and so then when it comes out on the news, you find out, you call the cops who are investigating the fire, and they wait till the media announces it. Is that right?
Exactly.
And then when you find out at 3 p.m., on the news they say,
Where's our sheriff's station?
I was at the sheriff's department then at 3 o'clock.
oh, so you got tired of.
I got tired of them,
Yeah.
excuse my language, dicking me around. And I wanted to know, so I went to the sheriff's department and I buzzed in, told him I want to talk to Jeff Lawless. I was not leaving until I talked to Jeff Lawless. He came out with his little yellow folder, sat down, and was telling me this is who made it. I said, I don't want to know who made it. I want to know if my daughter made it. And her name was the very last one he said that didn't make it.
And what's your response to Mr. Lawless when he says that?
I looked at him and told him to give me a gun because that time I wanted to go shoot my daughter. I wanted to kill my daughter's boyfriend because he climbed over the top of her and left her laying in the bed. And his name's Josh Barlow.
And they didn't find him.
But how many people died in that fire?
There was 5.
5 people died. How many people lived?
There was 13 altogether.
Oh, so 8 people lived and 5 people died. And this is a trailer or a house?
A house.
It's a house.
3-story house.
And the woman,
How'd the fire start?
they said a jet heater.
A jet
If they
heater.
would have done a little bit of investigation, like I went out there a couple days after the fire, more or less I done their investigation.
Oh, you began investigating what happened to your daughter?
Yeah. There was gas cans on the outside of that house, all around the yard.
Are you alleging that possibly 13 people were set ablaze? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. If it was that, everybody in the report, they said it was a jet heater.
A jet heater.
On the woman's flowers. It was not flowers, it was her marijuana room.
What do you want to say to Jeff Lawless right now? Jeff Lawless is going to hear this. What do you want to say to him?
I need answers. What the hell went on?
If anybody knows what happened at that house that night in 2010 when her daughter, say her name again, say her name.
Jackie Sizemore. It was October the 4th,
On October 4th,
2010.
October 4th, 2010, Jackie Sizemore died with 4 other people and 8 people lived. If anybody has any information, I will leave your name anonymous. She said that she found gas cans, empty gas cans?
There was empty gas cans all over the place out there.
Empty gas cans. So she's not alleging, she's not accusing anybody here.
I'm not accusing, I just want answers. Why?
Talk to Terry Nelson. That's what someone said, just said, talk to Terry Nelson. So
He's in prison or whatever, over what he did
okay.
to something.
So what were you going to say to Jeff Lawless?
I want answers.
He needs to do his job.
He needs to do his job a little bit better than what he did back in October the 4th, 2010.
Did you sign
Him and Aaron Bollinger both.
Did you sign the petition to recall Jeff Lawless?
No.
Can you do that?
Yes.
I'll think about it.
Oh, you don't want to recall Jeff Lawless? You want him in office?
No.
So you don't want him recalled? I'm not sure. I'm a little confused. I'm sorry. You're emotional, so you could be.
I'm emotional right now. I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
All I want is answers what the hell happened the night of that fire. Why didn't they check it out a little bit further than what they did?
I'm gonna tell about the spoiled jerk when I got pulled over.
Why don't you tell it? Come on camera and just
You
tell me
do.
your story.
I'm on camera.
Okay, that's fine. Come stand right here and just tell me your story.
got
So
pulled
this
over.
is about spooge. Which one?
Oh, Jerry.
Spoiled jerk.
Which one? The taller one or the shorter
The tall one, tall one.
The tall spooge. Okay. So what happened to you?
I got pulled over in State Pen. He was all the way down the other end of Ironton, and I was clear almost all the way by the floodboard. Well, he followed me and pulled me over. 2 weeks later, he gave my mom a ticket.
Came and gave me a ticket.
For you?
Yes.
Yes.
Is this night or day?
Night.
Okay. So he
It's
sees you.
evening time.
What does he give you a ticket for?
Driving under suspension.
He gave her a ticket for driving under.
But he said because it was her car, 2 weeks later, come and gave her the ticket.
You got the ticket?
Yes.
She got a ticket, I got a ticket.
You got a ticket for someone else driving your car.
Yes.
How's that? That's not possible. What's your charges? Do you have? Can I see a copy of that? Can I see that?
Sure.
Let me see that document. Thank you.
They said I encouraged her.
Encouragement.
I didn't encourage her to drive.
This is a payment.
Yeah, that's what I paid.
Wait, I'm sorry. Wait, you.
He said I encouraged her to drive.
What's the charge?
Leading.
I got the ticket at home.
It says leading VE.
Lending vehicle. You were
Yeah.
charged with lending your vehicle.
Yeah.
I didn't get in my vehicle. I was in the back seat.
And so he could gave her the ticket then.
Why didn't he give me the ticket the same day he gave her the ticket?
But you.
It didn't make sense to me.
Why is your license suspended?
For a high-speed chase back in 2019 plus midnight.
Why'd you
He
run?
didn't do his cruiser report either.
Why'd you run from McKnight?
Because he was cussing at me and treating me like a dog.
So go to the beginning of the McKnight story. Tell me that.
Well, 2019, I was pulled over. I talked to McKnight.
You got pulled over McKnight. Why are you pulled over?
He's trying to say I didn't use the turn signal. But
No
I did.
turn signal. Sarah Page has got a lot of those. A lot of people have the not using a turn
But
signal.
I used the turn signal. What he didn't know, I had to turn the turn signal off for it to go off.
Oh, so it was still clicking.
Yes.
And he pulls you over and your turn signal is still clicking?
Yes. And then he told me to get out of the vehicle, that I was being contained, which I wasn't going to get in the torture cuffs.
Oh, so you didn't want to be in the torture cuffs?
So
Wait, you've been in the torture cuffs before?
Yes.
Oh, so you know they hurt terribly immediately.
Yes.
Okay.
So I led him on to a high-speed chase.
So let's go one step at a time. He pulls you over, says you didn't use your blinker, and then he says, get out of the car, you're being detained.
Yes.
For not using a blinker.
Yes.
It's everywhere. Every state in America, every county, every municipality is using Pennsylvania versus Mims, the 1967 case, which is an extension of the 1968 case of Terry versus Ohio. 1976, forgive me, is Pennsylvania versus Mims, which is an extension of the 1968 case of Terry versus Ohio. Do you know without Terry versus Ohio, they couldn't just drag you out of the car for their safety? Do you know that?
Yes.
Yeah, now you know. You've learned, right? So now he tells you, get out of the car. You didn't use your blinker. Okay. And you say, I'm not getting out of the car. Is that right?
Yes.
And what does he say?
I told him, F you, I'm going home.
Fuck you, I'm going home.
I don't have to talk to you because I was just pulled over for a blinker. I thought it would just be a ticket.
A ticket. But he wants to pull you out of the car. And what happens to you? Tell me the truth. If he pulls you out of the car, what's the first thing he's going to do to you?
Probably beat me up or whatever.
Put you in cuffs.
Yes.
Put you in cuffs. Put you in the torture
And
cuffs.
when I,
So now what happens though? One step at a time. So then you say, F you, I'm not getting out of the car. What does he say?
he starts cussing at me, talking to me briefly, like a woman should not be talked to.
He's cursing at you, and then you punch the gas and take off?
Yes, I turned the vehicle back on.
Does he try to reach in the car and open the door?
Yes, I tried to roll his hand up in the window.
You try to roll his hand, because he put his hand in the window, so you try to roll it up?
Yes, he was trying to pull me out of the vehicle while I was going down the road.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, but why are you so confrontational with McKnight? I mean, I'm the one stirring up this stuff. Is there a previous history here? The reason why you would just...
No, I never was in trouble before.
Never were in trouble before. So, but why are you gonna run away?
Because he's cussing at me, talking to me any way he wants. I mean,
Was there a camera rolling?
no.
No, you didn't have. She didn't have her camera on.
My phone was dead at the time.
Your phone was dead at the time. Phone can't die. And then, does he have a body cam on?
I don't know.
Did you? Okay. So then you're punching it. He's got his hand. He's trying to pull you out of the car. You take off, and then he turns the lights on. Woo, woo,
And
woo.
then when
He's chasing you, right? How long?
about 20, 30 minutes.
20 or 30 minutes. And where are you running here in Ironton?
Down home.
So you're trying to get home. You're
Yes,
going to your house.
my-
And he's
my
chasing you,
daughter-
panicking, like, oh my God, I'm running from the cops, right?
Yes.
And then you get to your house.
No. He made me cause me to wreck.
He caused you to wreck. He
Yes.
did a pit maneuver on you.
And I hit a car. And
You hit a car.
And then he jumps out of his car.
Wait, no. Did he do a pit maneuver on you, hit the back of your car?
No.
He ran you off the road?
Yes.
Okay. And then you hit another car?
Yes.
And what the crime is what? A blinker.
A blinker.
That's the crime.
And then he jumps out of the car and then put his car in park. And then when he had me tackle me like a football player.
So wait, no. You're skipping a lot of steps. So he jumps out of his car and he doesn't put his car in park, so his car keeps driving, right?
Yes, and me and him's on the ground. Right?
No, but do you get out of your car to run?
Yes.
Because your car wrecks and you hit another car?
Yes.
And so you're scared, so you jump out of the car and you run, and so you're running away. And she's not a fitness fanatic, and so how far can you run typically?
Not that far. I
Couple-
mean, I'm a smoker, so.
And you're carrying a little extra weight, so you running would last maybe a block at the most before you're gonna die.
Yeah,
Okay.
and-
And then he tackles you.
Yes, and the car about ran over top of me.
Oh, the cop car.
Yes.
Because it's still going.
And he said I should have let it just run over top of me.
And then he's on top of you, and you got to go belly down, and he puts you in handcuffs.
Yes.
Okay, so the torture cuffs go on. And then what happens next? Does he have to chase his own car down?
He had another cop to go get it.
But what happened to the car, the cop car?
It was destroyed once it hit a fence
Oh, the cop car hit a fence? How far did it go down the road?
down the hill.
It went down a hill?
Down Montsville.
Montsville Hill.
Montsville in Ironton.
And how far down is that hill?
A good while.
A good while? So his car just takes off because he doesn't put it in
Yes.
park.
Yes.
Beta male.
And when I got to the jail, my foot was.
No, you're skipping steps. You get put in cuffs, and then you go in the back of the car, is a tiny little slot.
No, he set me on the sidewalk to get police report from the other woman that I hit.
You hit another car
Yes.
because he ran you into the other car.
Yes.
Okay.
And I asked him to untighten the cuffs a little bit because he had them so tight on my wrist.
It's killing you, right?
Yes.
You remember the pain?
And then he sat there annoying me, and they refused to take me to the hospital because my foot was dislocated.
Your foot was dislocated.
And I sat in the Orange County jail for 30 days like that.
With a dislocated foot, no medical care.
You know?
When you get to the dungeon, Are the cuffs on? How long are the cuffs on before they take them off?
The whole booking.
So you're in booking and are you telling the guards, man, these cuffs are tight?
Yes, he took me out of the handcuffs and they put me back in handcuffs at the Lawrence County Jail.
Yeah, because you always have to be in cuffs. Always, 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 because they're scared. They're scared.
Like I was going to do anything.
She's not in shape. She doesn't work out at all. She smokes cigarettes. I'm not trying to make you, we all have our things. I'm a fitness fanatic. You like to smoke and whatever you like to do. But, so now you're in jail, and what's the charge that you get charged with?
Not complying with the signal of a police officer, and I caught a felony over it.
Not using your blinker too? Did you get charged with
Yes.
that? So you get charged with not using your blinker, and now a felony of evading police.
F3,
F4.
F4.
F4. And so then when you get out, how do you get out?
On an ankle monitor.
You get out on an ankle monitor.
Yes, when I asked my lawyer, what was the lawyer's name on?
James Payne.
James Payne, when we come here. I asked him to get out on an ankle monitor because my mom was sick at the time. And he said, no, I'm not asking. So I asked
What'd you ask? I don't want an ankle monitor?
to be out on an ankle monitor or
To be out on an ankle monitor.
a furlough to be out of jail. They said no.
And nobody filed a writ of habeas corpus on your behalf?
No. So when I go to the felony court, I asked the judge, could he ask the judge? He said, we didn't ask. I said, it's another judge. It'd probably be different. He said, no, I'm not asking. So I spoke.
Didn't even ask?
No, so I spoke up.
No request?
No, so I had to speak up on my behalf to ask. So the judge agreed, put me out on an ankle monitor.
Wait a minute. Your lawyer refused to ask. You said, Your Honor, I want to ask a question.
Yes.
And who's the cop? Who's the judge?
Judge, it was Kevin Waldo, and then I got transferred to common police, which was, I can't think of the judge's name.
Ballard?
Yes, Ballard.
So Ballard let her out. I've heard a lot of bad things about Ballard, but when she requested to be let out on an ankle monitor, I want to take a note of this, that Judge Ballard did let her out on an ankle monitor. And that woman said Judge Ballard is a good man. So I want to give Judge Ballard credit for letting this woman who's no flight risk. Have you traveled the world extensively?
No,
Do you have a passport? Have you been to other countries?
no,
Do you own a passport?
no.
No. Have you lived in other cities and states?
I lived in Kentucky.
You live in Kentucky? And do you have means to travel? If I said, let's go to LA right now, could you just jump in a car and go with me?
No, I'm on parole right now.
Oh, you're on, so then the felony plays out, you get the ankle monitor,
Yes.
and then do you plead guilty to a felony?
They found me guilty. I wasn't going to plead guilty, but they found me guilty.
They found you guilty of a felony.
Yes.
And what was the sentence for you being guilty of a felony?
F3, they dropped the F word, go to an F3 for me to get 4 years on paper.
4 years of probation.
Yes.
And so now,
They was going to send me to 4 years prison.
4 years of prison.
And then when I got out of prison, I would have to do 6 months as far as plus probation.
And Judge Ballard gave you a suspended 4-year sentence?
Yes.
Hey, Judge Ballard, good press about you, dude. The press I had earlier about you was terrible, but this press is good press that you requested to be released because you're no flight risk. I'm sorry, babe. You're no flight risk. You're just not. You're not.
And Paul Jarrett always follows me around.
Spoljaric?
Yes, I can be sitting on my porch. He tells me to get in the house.
He tells you to go in the house?
Yes, he had someone pulled over
He had someone pulled over and told you to...
in front of my house and told me to get in the house.
What are you going to do now when you see him?
I don't listen.
No, what are you going to do now when you're on your porch and you see Spoljaric? What are you going to do? Have you learned anything from me? What are you going to do when you see cops? What are you going to do?
Just sit there.
Film them.
Yes.
You
Film them and...
you guys have got to listen to me. For the love of God. When you see a cop, you start filming. You should know this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Can't they get you for filming them?
No!
No,
It's your
right.
constitutional right to film them. I'm sorry for being sharp towards you. I'm just, you got to spread the word on your Facebook that I film cops at all times.
Yes.
And they can't tell you to turn your camera off and they can't make you delete the video. And if
I'll film them.
you film them at all times, do you understand?
Yes.
So when you see Spoljaric and you're sitting on your porch, what are you going to do?
Filming?
Filming.
Okay, what's the first thing you do when you see a cop?
Turn the camera on.
The first thing.
Film them.
Yes. First thing you do when you see a cop?
Film them.
Film them. What do you do?
Film them.
You got that? Do you got that? You got that? Okay, so now Spooge is following you around to this day?
Yes.
Because you're on
And McKnight.
McKnight and Spooge are both following you around.
Yes.
McKnight's
And,
stalking you? I'm so shocked about that. There's only been about 10 people told me the
I
same
had a
story.
KPS not too long ago, 2 months ago, and they didn't show me at work. Come to my house.
What's a Cape? I'm sorry, what would you say?
A KPS for not checking into the parole office.
Oh, so you didn't check into the parole office. How long have you lived in the place you live now?
The apartment where we live since August.
Since August? And before that, did you live in Ironton as well?
Yes.
And before that, did you live in Ironton? Uh-huh. So you're not fleeing anywhere, you're not going anywhere. You're gonna be in Ironton? And is it hard to find you?
No, it went in hard, I guess.
Okay, so you didn't check into your probation officer, so the cops come to your house, and what do? Who comes to your house?
Small Jarrett, McKnight, Acres.
So the same guy, McKnight, who tackled you,
Yes.
is the same guy who comes to check on you for probation, I don't know what you call it, what do you call it?
Probation through the adult parole office.
But what do you call it when you don't check in on time?
KPS.
A capias, a
He
cape.
put a KPS out for my warrant. He didn't show me a warrant come going in my house.
He came to your house and didn't show you a warrant?
No,
And then who walked into your house?
McKnight and Small
They stood right
Jarrett.
inside the door. They said, if you don't come out, we're gonna drag you out.
If you don't come out, we're gonna drag you out.
Yes,
And she's putting her shoes on.
You're putting your shoes on
to talk to them.
to talk to them.
Yes,
And then they just enter into your house
yes.
and you're still strapping up your shoes. And what's the first thing they do to you?
They start coming in.
Do they put you in handcuffs?
They told me to turn around and they slammed me up against the wall.
They slammed you against the wall. Who did that?
Small Jarrett, McKnight, and
Spooge,
Acres,
McKnight, and Acres.
and the Blankenship boys.
And so you got the whole crew there. You got both. So you have 5 cops in the house
Yes,
for a probation,
a KP,
a capias.
probation
But
violation.
so now let me spin something for you, and you tell me if you think this is true or you think this is false. The same cop who you offended, who then ruined his cop car,
Yes,
comes to your house for a capias, and then he slams you against the wall. Do you feel like that's some sort of retribution? Payback?
it's against the law.
Do you think it's payback, though? Do you think McKnight came there to do that to you?
No.
No?
I don't know.
McKnight, she said she don't think you did that just to hurt
There's that
her.
one thing after too,
What?
about the website, McKnight. Sent you the.
No, but hold on, let me finish this story and then we'll go to the next one. So then who slams you against the wall? All 5 cops do?
Yes.
Well, you're not that big, so which one grabs you particularly?
Small Jarrett and McKnight.
Spooge and McKnight.
And they told me to turn around and put my hands behind my back.
And so then,
And I asked them why I was being arrested. And they said, we'll tell you when you get down to Lawrence County.
they put you in handcuffs?
Yes.
They take you to the Orange County Jail?
Yes.
Fill you up, the whole thing?
Uh-huh.
Do you have to turn around, squat, and cough?
Yes.
Strip down naked, spread your
Yes.
butt cheeks?
Yes.
But you're not arrested for drugs.
No.
Have you been arrested for drugs?
No.
Do you have a drug problem?
No.
So then maybe making her spread her butt cheeks isn't exactly right. Maybe that's wrong.
Yes.
That's wrong, right? Maybe you should be treated like a human being.
I don't see why you can't wear your own clothes in Lawrence County Jail.
I don't know why either. I don't know why. Why don't we treat people like human beings? Let them go to a place where they can think about what they've done, but
And
let them.
you can't have your phone in there. What's that going to hurt having your phone?
You're being punished. You're being punished. You're being punished. So now you're charged with violating your probation, right?
Yes.
So now you're looking at 4 years in prison.
Yes.
And so then do you go to court and see the judge?
Yes.
What judge do you see?
I've seen Ballard.
Ballard. So Ballard gave you a break. He's the one that let you out on the
He said
income.
if I keep on checking in and if I miss one, I go to prison.
But then he let you go. Released you on your own recognizance. How long were you in the dungeon for?
4 days.
4 days. 4 days in
And
the
then
dungeon.
when I got there, I asked him how long I was going to be here, and he said I could sit there 2 weeks.
Who said that to you?
The CO at the Lawrence County Jail.
So the commanding officer at the jail said you could be there for 2 weeks. Was that John?
No, it went John Chapman.
Did you have to give your social security number?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Turn on, squat, cough.
And they fingerprinted me and made me get onto a body scanner.
A body scanner.
But they can get a body scanner, but not in the Lawrence County Jail.
Well, you don't need a new jail. We need to dispose of all jails. You don't need a jail anymore.
And
There's
it was mold in the shower.
mold in the showers.
Yes.
Are there bodies on top of bodies in there?
Yes, there. I had to sleep on the picnic table.
You had to sleep on the picnic table because there's nowhere to sleep.
No.
Do you think we should recall Jeff Lawless?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Oh, you want to keep him as sheriff?
No, we don't need him.
Oh, you want to get rid of him?
Yes.
So have you signed the petition, recall Jeff Lawless?
No, but I'm going to.
You need to sign that today. What's the first thing you do when you see police?
Video.
What's the first thing you do when you see
You
police?
video them.
Okay. Every time, are you afraid to do that? Are you scared?
No,
Okay.
I'm not scared. They might laugh at him.
Okay, so now you get out, and Ballard doesn't give you 4 years in prison.
No.
So Ballard, another good report about you, Ballard.
He's a good judge.
He's a good judge.
But John Sexton, my probation officer, said we should just let her back out. I don't see her fight risk and running.
You can't go anywhere. You don't have any money, and you've never been anywhere.
No, they impounded my car.
Oh, they impounded your car.
You ain't impounded.
Your car's an
And
impound.
they won't release
And
it
I ain't got no stuff. They ain't.
When did they impound your car?
a couple months ago.
Last month?
Can you afford a new car?
No.
How are you getting around with no car?
Walking.
How'd you get
Walking
here?
or take the bus?
Walking. Walk. Because
And they
they
think
wouldn't,
it's funny, cause I'm walking.
but they
And I've had
couldn't,
TIA strokes. They don't care.
they wouldn't release it. They're gonna auction it off.
They're gonna
They'll
auction off.
it off. But guess what?
Make
I'm
them-
gonna get someone to go bid on my car. I still got the title to it.
They want the title, they're not getting it.
They're not getting the
They
title.
requested the title to auction your car. And what's the crime that you? When did they take your car? When did they tow your car away? Were you driving when they towed it away?
Yes, driving
Last
under
month.
suspension.
But they didn't pull you over when they give you a ticket for a suspended license. You didn't get pulled over. You got a ticket 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
And so then.
No, she did.
I
got
did.
the-
So that-
I got the ticket of the crime when I.
She got the one of the crime. I got the one that I guess
Did-
they said I was encouraging.
I want to get the story clear. So you get pulled over, you're driving on a suspended license, but you don't go to jail.
No.
You just get a ticket for that.
Yes.
And then you're in the back seat. Obviously, the cops see you. 2 weeks later, you drive away from that? You drive away from that incident?
No, they
Oh.
impounded my car and made me walk.
Oh.
wait.
We had to walk.
Almost to hang around.
But it's
From
your
hanging
car,
up all the way to
but you're in the
Ironton.
back seat.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't just give you the car so that you can take the car home?
It wouldn't have done no good because I don't have license.
Oh, you don't have a license.
And I asked him for my brother to come get it because he had license and insurance, proof of insurance on the car. No.
It's their policy to steal your car here in Ironton. It's their policy, right?
Yes.
Is that what they told you? It's policy to impound
I
the car?
asked him, I said, why can't he come get it? No,
No.
has to be towed.
What year is that car?
2006 Chille Malibu.
2006 Chevy Malibu.
Yes.
There was one more incident. You whispered to her something. What's that incident? Oh,
Yeah, that's
that's
McKnight.
about
On
McKnight.
the website.
On a dating site,
On a dating site.
McKnight.
McKnight sent me a
He's on.
message, wants me to go out with him. No, I'm not going out with no cop.
McKnight, I thought McKnight was married.
And now he's got a girlfriend.
Oh, he's single. I'm sorry. I confused it with someone else. I misspoke.
Yes.
So McKnight, what dating site does he ask? Did you take a screenshot of that?
No, I deleted him, blocked him.
Can you go check your messages and get a
It
screenshot?
was on Meet Me,
It was on Meet Me,
meetme.com.
MPOF, he sent him on both of them.
on Plenty of Fish as well.
Yes, I have a boyfriend now, so
He asked you, can you get a screenshot of that Plenty of Fish message?
no, because I got a boyfriend deleted the app off my phone.
Deleted the app off your phone.
Yes.
Okay, that's weird.
He wanted me to go out with him. I didn't reply, but I'm thinking in my head, I am not going out with the cop because what knows, he might try to kill me or whatever.
But McKnight seems like a real pretty boy, and you guys.
Pretty.
No, he's a good-looking man. He's a good-looking young man. Now everybody will say that I'm gay because I said McKnight's a good-looking man. He is a good-looking young man. No, he is. There's nothing wrong with that. I have no problem with saying if a guy's an attractive-looking man or not. There's nothing
He's
wrong with him.
alright,
He's
but-
fine. He's not gorgeous, but he's a good-looking dude.
But think of being a cop, no.
When I cast people for films in Hollywood, I look at them and I judge their charisma with the audience will like that person or be attracted to that person, especially if they're supposed to be a heartthrob. So I look at McKnight, he's an attractive young man. He's not ugly.
I mean, yeah, he is.
He's not
but-
ugly.
He is bad looking.
Right, he's not bad looking.
But still,
But why, but,
I was really interested.
you know, that's,
but thought to being a cop in my town, no.
but you guys aren't a match. Who does he date? Does he, what kind of women does he date?
I don't know.
I don't picture you and McKnight being together. So
No.
why is he asking you on a date?
I don't know.
On 2 different dating apps.
Probably to set me up.
Who knows?
Probably to set me up.
Okay. You ready for a change here? You ready to change these cops out?
Need to get rid of him.
You need to get rid of them. You want to change these cops out here?
The whole force.
The whole
Yeah.
force. What about Pam?
Oh, she needs to go too. She's
But
a
Pam-
bitch.
I tell you, the only one they need to keep is Todd Wilson and,
Todd Wilson, getting a lot of good press, Todd.
I mean, he's all right.
Hammonds. That's them two
No,
they need to keep.
Hammonds needs to go too.
Hammonds needs to go too? Okay.
They all need to go.
Not Todd.
We don't need
we
no
don't like
police.
Todd.
We can
You don't,
handle
you need transparency, not
And
police.
every time Paul Derek sees me out, still call me by my name. He
Spooge.
calls me, hey girl, hey girl.
Really?
Well, my name ain't hey girl. I got a name.
Okay, so Spooge, they don't want you following them around anymore. McKnight, they don't want you following them. They got your car now though, so how are you gonna get that car out?
I let him
I'm
have it.
gonna let him have it, but I'm gonna have someone to go when I know it's up for auction.
Well, they
I'm
can
gonna have
have it
someone
when they
to
get the title.
auction it off. I mean,
They
give
will
it
get the
to-
title, but they ain't getting it.
I'll burn it before
Okay.
I let him have the title.
Okay, this is what's going on in Ironton. Did I cause this to you?
No,
Am I the problem here?
no,
You sure?
no. You're trying to make it better here.
You're trying to make life in bed.
I just want to make sure that the people here don't feel like, you think I judge you?
No,
You think I look down on you?
no,
You're my equal, right?
yes.
We're equal. Are we equal?
Yeah.
We're equal.
We all should be treated the same.
Are you any better than me?
No.
Am I any better than you?
No.
Right,
We're all
right.
the same.
We're all humans.
It don't
And
matter if they're in a badge uniform, they should treat us all the same.
that's right. And you drove off initially from McKnight because he was talking to you like you were just a piece of trash,
Yes.
cursing you, calling you names, and so that pissed you
And
off.
when I got pulled over by Swell Jarrett not too long ago, he started trying to...
McKnight came and
He said, I come up to the cruiser to smile at you. I said, I don't want you to talk to me.
I'd come up to the cruiser just to
he
smile
said,
at
I
you.
come up there just to smile, from
Out to
the
the car to
just to
smile
smile
at me.
at you.
I said, well, I didn't outrun him because he tried to talk to me nice. He said, well, you should have stopped that day I arrested you, was gonna arrest you.
Oh, he's still reminding you.
Yes.
So it is retribution then.
And then one day,
Retribution is when someone does something to you to retaliate.
yes,
So earlier I asked you if it was retribution and you said no. Did you know what retribution meant?
no. what is
Oh, retribution is when someone does something against you to retaliate. That's what retribution
Yes.
is. So earlier when I asked you, do you think McKnight was retribution? You said no. Did you?
Yeah.
So you do think he is doing things
Yes.
in retribution?
it? Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say something you didn't understand. Okay.
Sorry.
Anything else you guys want to add? I'm going to cut this off now. Okay.
No, you have a good day.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
You have a good day. I got you on Facebook too.
Okay. Thanks, guys. God bless you. Okay, guys. I can't wait to see the. Are you coming to tell a story?
Before we do the story, I just want you to know, I'm going to tell you a little bit. This has been going on 5 years since I've lived here.
Okay, so you're off camera?
I don't care what, you can put me
Well,
on.
then come stand right here so we can put you on camera. So first, what's your name?
Mandy.
Mandy, and how long have you lived in Ironton?
I've lived here 7 years.
7 years. And you live in town here?
Yes.
Okay. And start from the beginning. You have a problem with the Sheriff's Department or Ironton Police?
It's not, okay, I have a problem with CPS. I have a
Oh, CPS.
problem with the court system. Not this one so much, but the one over there, the probate or the felony court. They put my son in jail and he was 18 and he's been in there 4 years. He's disabled. He wasn't able to even defend himself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I have, like my kids, I had to unadopt my kids over this CPS thing because they kept going on and on and on. I adopted them from the state and then I unadopted them because nobody would help me with them putting their, naked pictures online. I had brought it to the sheriff's station here, or the police station here, gave them the phone.
I'm a little bit confused here. So let's slow down just a little bit so that people can understand what you're talking about. So you come here 5 years ago and you adopt some children from the Child Protective Services.
Before I came here.
So where did you adopt those children?
From Jackson, Ohio.
From Jackson, Ohio. And how many kids do you adopt?
3.
Okay, and you come here with the 3 kids you've adopted, and one of those kids is turning 18.
Almost. I have 2 girls that was almost 18, and they just wanted to put their pictures online.
Okay.
30-year-old men were looking at pictures.
I want to just follow the story.
I'm sorry.
I'm just trying to, because
Right.
you're all over the place because
Yes.
you're emotional, and I'm just trying to make it so they understand your story, and I
Okay.
understand it. So then you're frustrated because you can't get the teens to stop putting themselves online,
Right.
and they're on dating sites and they're putting themselves up mostly naked or in bikinis.
Right. Naked.
Okay, naked?
Naked.
On what site?
Snapchat, Instagram. I don't know all the sites. I mean, I have it all written down. I have.
But you can't control kids.
No, you can't every second.
Okay, so
No.
so then how does the sheriff or the CPS enter into your life?
Okay, so the girls didn't want to obey my rules. So they wanted a phone. I would not let them have a phone due to
The
the
pictures.
pictures.
Okay.
Because I'm responsible as a mother.
Okay.
And they're degrading themselves, as a mother.
And then what happens? Do the cops come to your house?
So CPS comes to my house because they said that the girls, everybody was calling in saying I was a drug addict.
Are you a drug addict?
No.
Who's calling and saying you're a drug? They're telling you that people are calling.
No, they just said random people are calling.
Just random
that
people
I
are
don't
calling
even know. 'Cause
that you don't know.
That I just moved here.
You don't look like a heroin addict, but you know
No,
what?
I mean, I gained a lot of weight, but I wasn't a drug addict. But anyway.
drug addicts are usually pretty frail.
Yeah.
So now the CPS comes to your house. You got two 17-year-old girls and one 17-year-old boy, and they say what to you?
They say, we need to do a drug test.
On who?
Me.
They have a warrant?
No. They come in with dogs, and they want to swab my mouth.
The dogs are searching your house?
Yes.
Did they find any drugs?
No.
No, they have search dogs. And
Yes.
so then they want to swab your mouth. Do you let them?
Yes.
So you agree?
Yeah.
You agree with people without a warrant to come and do these things to you?
Well, just because I wanted to prove that I'm not a drug addict. I was just tired of the rumors going around, and I didn't even have a chance to speak.
Oh well, I mean, I'm not sure if you heard or not, but I had a gay husband. I was gay.
Oh,
I have a
Lord.
criminal record of abuse, of domestic violence. None of these things are true.
Right.
But they said that online.
Right.
They even created documents of my arrests that don't exist.
Right.
So okay.
Okay, so after all of this,
CPS comes. You agreed all the tests. You passed the tests. There's no drugs in your house. And what's the next step?
they want to do a plan, a case plan.
A case plan.
Yes.
But the kids are 17. They're about to be adults.
Right. Well, one was 17, one was 16, and then the boy was almost 18.
So let me just say
Yeah.
something. You can't stop 17, 16-year-olds from doing drugs or putting themselves naked online. You can't stop kids today. There's too much power in the phone. The transparency goes in all different directions. So you have no control over these kids.
No, I do not. And when I asked for control, like help from the CPS, help from this police station.
Wait, you initially called CPS?
No, yes, I did.
You called them?
Yes, because I was tired of them coming to my house like every day.
They're
And
coming to your house every day
almost.
to try to get you for drugs?
Yes, because my kids are saying I'm on drugs. The girls are saying this to people. So, of course, they don't know me. So they're going to try to protect the, children.
Okay.
And that's my son, sorry. And so anyway, I call them and I try to get help. I even turn in the phone that the pictures are in.
Okay.
Nothing happened to anybody. They didn't get in trouble. And so basically it ended up me having to, I was just so sick of it, I just unadopted them. They tried to poison me too.
Did they put them back in foster care?
Yes.
And how long have you had them for?
Since I had 4 months old. I had her from 4 months old. The other one was her sister, 2 years old, and then her brother was 3.
So you had all 3 of these kids.
Plus my kids. I had 3 kids too.
And you have to, the harassment is so bad from CPS that you have to give them up?
Yeah,
And what do they say when you're giving them up to foster care?
They take them, put them in another home, which...
Are the kids crying? Do they
No.
they want to leave?
Yeah, they want to leave they think they're going to get freedom because they're in another home.
No, they're
Well,
not. It's going to be worse.
It was. The foster home had moved them a couple times because foster parents couldn't handle them, which, what news is that? What I was already saying. So they got adopted. One of them got adopted, and then Krista turned 18. But now guess what she's doing? She's on Instagram.
No, I don't want to bash her. Don't
I'm
bash
not.
her. I
I'm
want to talk
not,
about
but-
CPS.
Yes.
So you gave them up because of the CPS pressure
Yes.
constantly coming to your house, and you have 3 other kids to raise as well.
Correct.
And so they're trying to take your other kids as well.
No, they leave them alone.
They leave them alone.
Yeah,
So-
they don't
okay.
bother them. Mm-mm.
Why do you have to give them up?
Well, because I couldn't control them, for one thing. They wouldn't listen to me, and I was, like I said, I was tired of the You know, they tried to poison me,
Who tried to poison you?
my daughters.
Okay, I don't want to get into that.
Which I'm not, but like I said, I called the sheriff's station, police station. Okay, so that's one reason. The second reason is they wouldn't help me. They kept, you know, basically believing them. So what happened was we went to court, and what they put on there is mother does not get along with the children. That's why I
So,
took them.
so now, what do you want to say to CPS?
I just want to say that children in this town need help. Not, you know, they do need help. They're not getting fed right. They are not getting, you know, they're not getting dressed right. They're not, you know, for weather, you know, things like that. And me, I took care of my kids. I made sure they had what they needed. It might not have been like great.
Right. You're
But
not rich, you mean?
I wasn't rich, but I was divorced after 20 something years, and I was, you know, I started having seizures, so I was disabled, so my money dropped.
Yeah.
And, you know, so
Okay.
it's just, I don't know.
What do you want to say to the CPS officers who came to investigate you? That
I wanna
made you
say-
take drugs and the drug testing?
Yeah, I want to say that the people that are on drugs, you need to worry about them. First of all, I had passed, I don't know how many drug tests, and they kept bothering me. So I would wish that the people that are innocent, you leave alone. The people that are not, you need to work on that, because they're the ones that are being neglected.
I would continue to talk to you, but I'm going to pee my pants. I got to get off this.
Now, I also want to let you know, I have other stories.
Okay.
Big stories, but I will.
Why don't you tell me those stories?
Because I have the timeline. I want to get it correct with you. I want to sit with you again.
Okay.
If that's okay.
No problem.
It's
About who?
about my son Dylan.
What about him?
He got put in jail 4 years ago. He's still there.
That's the story we should have talked about, because
Well,
all this other stuff is
Yes.
just blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, we will talk about Dylan.
It's horrible, but
It
it's
is
still
horrible.
just, there's no, you know, I need specific people and dates who hurt people.
Right.
That's what I need.
Right, and it was my son Dylan Daly.
Well, let's cut this. I'm gonna go,
Okay.
I gotta pee. I'm gonna pee my pants.
All right.
I'll stay here. I'll come back. We'll talk about Dylan.
Okay, well, I'm going to take him to work, and I'll be back.
Okay. Call.
But
Give him your number.
okay, and
Give Paul your number, and I'll call you.
Okay,
I'm gonna
yeah,
call you.
want
I gotta go.
Sit with you because I have the action paper.
Get your timeline right, and give Paul, give her number. That's Paul right there. I gotta pee right now so bad. Okay. Get her number, Paul. I'll be right back. I gotta go. I gotta use the restroom. So, is it me? Am I causing these things? CPS is that's me. I did that. Is there a restroom down here? Do you know? There is a restroom right there. I'm gonna have to cut this before I go in the restroom. I want to make sure I stay above the board. I'm gonna make sure I stay above the board and I stay decent. So, there you guys got it right there. I mean, I wish you just told me the story about the son getting arrested to begin with, because all the other stuff I can't prove anything. So, okay, guys, I got to use the restroom, so I got to cut this. I will hit you guys later, okay? I will hit you guys later. Thanks for watching, and just remember, we don't stop. We're never stopping. I will never, ever, ever stop. Join me, all right? Sign the Recall Jeff Lawless petition, and make sure your stories are in an affidavit on ironton.ohiopetition.org. ironton.ohiopetition.org. I'll talk to you soon. Later, guys.